You've brought kind of an element of this retro kind of feel, this class to the city over the last several years.
Thank you.
You have that blonde bombshell look. How much of that kind of rolls out of the bed in the morning, and how much of that is you putting on kind of a character?
Well, it's not a wig. I'll tell you right now, it's a lot. It's the maximum bleach allowed by law. And you know how you know it's done? When your scalp bleeds. In a crowd of a million people. It just kind of was a gradual thing. Like, I used to be goth like Morticia, and then gradually, first I went blonde, and then I stopped being goth, and then I don't know if you know this, but all goths now are vintage. So everyone that used to be goth in like the 90s, early 2000s is now into vintage. So that was just the natural progression for me.
The music you do, I mean, it has a lot of range to it, but you definitely seem to tap into this vintage music, retro music, kind of the late 40s, early 50s, 60s.
I really like that music. You know, I grew up a lot with my grandparents, and that's the kind of stuff we listened to, and it's just so melodic. And afterwards we drop into a quiet little place to have a drink or two. From the older folks who grew up with that music the first time around, you know, it's nostalgia, and they really enjoy it, and they enjoy somebody that treats it with respect. I have a music degree. I studied my voice. I'm not just some like bored housewife that decided I wanted to sing one day. So there's that, and then for the young people, you get your kids and they just turned 21 and their early 30s, and it's kind of hip now to like that, because I think Mad Men had a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
It brought back that hip vintage culture. Dan is like my musical partner.
He says that in the song.
We covered it. Singing is like any other job.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm singing, all of a sudden I'm like, did I leave my curlers on? Like, well, you have to keep singing. So he can just kind of
Keep playing.
well, he'll figure out where I'm going. I'll be like, oh, she's going to the bridge, or oh, she's going to the coda, and he'll just fix it. So that's incredible. Walking down some street in town, and I know he's looking there for me. In a crowd of a million people, I'll find my Valentine. Then I'll climb to the highest steeple and tell the world he's mine. Till he holds me, I'll wait impatiently. Where the boys are, where the boys are, where the boys are, someone waits for me. Till he holds me, I'll wait impatiently. patiently where the boys are, where the boys are.